tall, so not the biggest barbarian, but I'm jacked.
To hair and braids. What if we put it in 2 braids and then we wrapped it around and then we gave on the flowers sticking together and then what if we did this? Oh,
May I have another drink, please?
Yes, you may. And he goes over.
Put your hands up, it's better!
No. Save your body and Constitution, saving throw. Yes, you. I'm gonna fight you.
He's sort of a. You guys know who I am, right?
Yeah.
Goggles.
You're Dr. Mole.
Dr. Robot.
What do you do?
Take a moment to try to stop laughing.
Okay, so I'm gonna do the same thing with the other one.
Why not? It worked again.
Hating on Batman.
And I don't hate Batman for the record. I hate the fandom of Batman.
Oh, cool. Okay,
That's the
that's
issue.
way more people.
It is. It's
To
a
hate.
lot like actual human beings.
Were you gonna?
You need to rub this crap off your neck and not smell like me. Or a wolf at all. Just start rubbing his neck and just getting like...
I am fairly certain it doesn't matter what I smell like at this point.
To a feline, you have wolf's piss on you.
I'm just gonna point at my feline eyes.
I have some kind of...
You've just tuned in. We had the brilliant idea while we were fishing at the Dark Moon Festival.
Oh, jeez.
To do a dungeon with fishing poles equipped. Because why not? And so we drank all of the alcohol in our bags, and we equipped our fishing poles and our aquatic pets, and we went to do a dungeon.
I feel like I need to close out. So this was the end of our epic tale. What holds for next week as the heroes set sail? We may find your family, we may find where things start. All we know is to follow our hearts. So our heroes set forth to pillage and to wander in the magical continent of wonder. We have one more question. I hope to not blunder. Question for you, dear friends. Do you wonder? Thank you, guys. Indigo Connect.
In the middle of something.
Hi,
like,
everybody.
oh.
We are live. So we were having a conversation about what I thought would be a cute family photo. So let's get to chats. I thought it would be cute to do something along the lines of something I call Florida casual, which would be everybody wearing a very nice collared shirt, a tie, maybe a nice sports coat or suit jacket over the top, very well put together hair, and a swimsuit bottom. The Florida tuxedo.
And I immediately nixed it and said that is not Florida casual. If that's it, there's no such thing as Florida casual.
Hey everybody, welcome. It is Friday night. It is time for a little Dungeons and Dragons. We have a few announcements before we get started with tonight's game. It's gonna be great. So
You made him nauseous.
I'm not nauseous. I just don't want to participate in that.
I would like to abstain. We, as you can see, we do not have our regular Neverland crew with us tonight. We've got some.
I'm right here.
I know. But our regular Neverland crew, things came up, and we just had some stuff moving around. So we decided to do a one-shot tonight. And not only did we do a one-shot tonight, but we said to ourselves, "Self, who do we want to come and play with us? Because we're having." We want to have it be a fun group. We want to be sort of a new group. So back for the second time, I believe, on the channel, right?
Yep, second time.
Yeah, call in, everybody. Woo-woo! Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We love you, Miss Audie. We miss you and Brian, and we're sending love to you and to our Slowpoke and our Des Baha'i. But we will see you guys very, very soon. So, Colin, thank you so much for stepping up tonight and taking. Sitting in the chair that is usually held by our skeletal bard. So
I apologize for the smell. He
It's
does
definitely
have
not cursed.
a skin.
Definitely not.
It's definitely not cursed. We've got a few announcements before we get started with tonight's game. As always, you can come hang out with us on the Discord. Discord is a cool place for you to hang out, get the most up-to-date schedule, and just come and talk about movies and things of that sort. And there's a memes channel and all sorts of fun stuff. So please come and hang out with us. We'd love to have you, especially with the holidays coming up. This is a safe place to come and hang out and vent and do all that stuff. So that is the Discord. We also have a merch store.
Oh, you got it.
Where you can purchase goods and have fun games, like the game that you just saw. That wasn't awkward in the slightest between Magmouth and Indigo Chameleon, and buy T-shirts and cool mugs and stuff like that, stuff that represents our channel and our brand, that has karma on them, our little our non-binary serpent god. So thank you so much for supporting the channel the way you do. There's also an online digital store where you can buy digital goods for your avatars, where we sell random items and things of that sort. It's another way for us to keep the lights on. Today's Power Up, our item up for sale, is the awkward family photo. I don't know if you've seen the photo that I posted in the store, but it's worth a look-see because it's super awkward. But this magical item, upon purchase, will allow the purchaser to utilize the item, freeze time for 1d4 rounds, and pose the occupants of the space they are in an awkward family photo. I did that in honor today because that's what I was doing, and it was Wolfgarin just snagged it. Oh my! So thank you, Wolfgarin. We appreciate you so much. That is it for the announcements about stuff coming up on the channel. Upcoming shows. Monday nights, tomorrow. What is tomorrow? No, that's Saturday. Tomorrow we don't have anything going on. Sunday we have another episode of Pen and Paper. It is our game that is we're exploring the Cross of Strahd. It's a little dark and a little dreary, but it's a lot of fun. We do our own sort of spin on it. You get to come watch me play, and Big Mike sits in the DM chair. It's a lot of fun. And we kind of go a little low tech to go high tech for that one. So tune in for that. It's Sunday with backstage starting at 4 and then game kicking off around 5. That's Sunday. On Monday night we have a one shot that I'm very proud of that is based off an internet meme about all the kids that accidentally misspell Santa when they're writing letters and accidentally write Satan, and then Santa being like, okay, well give me the letters, and Satan's like, not today, Santa, and decides to deliver the letters, the gifts to all those little boys and girls that may have misspelled stuff. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Pen and Paper is going to be awesome. So that's Monday night. Tuesday night we are not doing an episode of Wonder. I'm giving the kids the night off. So they can be safely tucked into their beds so Santa can come and visit. So no Wonder on Tuesday. Also because the next time we go into Wonder, we're going into Season 2, and we've got some brand new characters and things of that sort. 10 points to the house of your choice if you can find a fan that says, not tonight, Santa.
I need it. Okay, I need it.
Miss Audie, it's me. I'm Satan. No episode on Tuesday, but on Thursday, we kick back around to the Lost Isle. We had a very fun episode with the Lost Isle crew where we got to explore the future. But that being said, that is it for the upcoming schedule. Stay tuned to the Discord for any changes that may come up. Once upon a time in Wonderland, the country, nay, the continent of wonder is in a bit of disarray. The people crave stability. In the new time of the kingdom being switched over to a new ruler, there's always a bit of a transition. So during this time of transition, it is almost as if the land responds in kind to the turmoil that the people of Wonderland feel within their hearts. The new ruling class is still prevalent, but Princess, nay, Queen Faith is a different breed. And right now, there are many questions as to where alliances land with other kingdoms that have lasted for years, and where people can go to just sort of get away from it all. This sort of opportunity is one that a crafty businessman would jump upon, and that is exactly what Dimitri does. Dimitri, the long-standing mercantile mogul of Wonderland, finds an interesting side effect, in the areas surrounding Wonderland. In far-reaching places surrounding the Red Keep, surrounding Foch, some of the outward kingdoms, Dimitri has discovered nexus points. Small pockets or areas where the fabric between worlds gets a little thin. These focal points can be used to, if under the right sort of twisting and machinations of a very powerful magic user, could be used as way stations. People transporting large distances could conceivably be stopped at this point and then go about their way. So Dimitri gets the idea. I'm going to do something the world has never seen before. I'm going to do an adventurer-friendly, family-friendly, casual dining experience. Not eatery, experience. Enter the very first of its kind, TGIDs, or thank God it's Dimitri's. This first of its kind restaurant is a place where you can bring the whole family, but there's also drink specials. So if you're out with a night with your adventuring crew, you can have what Dimitri is selling, which is a novelty. Drinks like the Long Island iced teas, which are becoming very popular. There's also apps and half-priced apps. No one knows what an app is, but they're excited that it's half-priced. Dimitri's restaurant has caught a lot of buzz thanks to the people that he has asked to work in his restaurant. We are now going to take you and show you one night of Thank God It's Dimitri's. One special night where anything and everything can happen. The humble wait staff and restaurant workers, all they have to do is make sure that the building is still standing. Not only that, but there is rumor that a very, very well-respected reviewer could be on their way this evening. And this review could make or break Dimitri's latest venture. So as we sort of camera pans in to this restaurant, and we learn all about Lord Dimitri, financial mogul, dining expert, advisor to the Crown of Wonder, #Bay, let's learn about some of the other people that are working in the restaurant. Let's start with Remy. Tell us a little bit about Remy.
Remy is a paladin. He is currently the dishwasher at Thank God It's Dimitri's.
Okay.
But he's an aspiring chef. So he's hoping to work his way up the ranks one day and be able to put those mozzarella sticks in the fryer. And
Sure. What does Remy look like?
What is an Azamar?
Azamar is an angel / human. So you might have humanoid features.
He's got a halo above his head.
Absolutely, he does.
Okay.
Which is so funny to me. As you cut a very powerful swath as you walk through, and then as you make eye contact with people, your glowing eyes burning into their souls, you take your apron and put it on your head and begin to wash dishes with an intensity of which is powerful, to say the least.
With my scouring pad and my water hose and everything.
Your +1 scouring pad at your side. Holstering it is always a free action because you never holster it. So that is Remy. Also working at the restaurant is BB.
Hi, my name is Basic. Oh, this is family friendly. I'm sorry. You can just call me BB. It's fine. I was hired on as a. I'm a changeling warlock, by the way. I was actually hired on as a hostess, but I really didn't like that title, so I changed it to social media manager. I've been making sure that everybody knows about this hot new spot that is TGID, and I'm very excited, and I hope that we can get the big crowds because I've been tweeting nonstop. I mean, it's really hard to get those birds to carry the scrolls. Let me just tell you that.
There are a large contingency of birds that BB has been trapping on the regular, sending them out to the far corners of the kingdom. Each one, some of them at first having a full menu taped to their leg, and then not being able to fly.
That didn't work.
So now small messages of I want to say around 160 characters are being strapped to their leg. It's just enough weight for them to be able to carry these small tweets that echo forth from the restaurant. That's perfect, right there, in your spot. Next up, working in the restaurant is Johnny.
I'm Johnny. I host. People come in, I'm the first face they see. It's always different. Every time. It's a great thing about being a changeling. They never see the same person, so nobody gets used to it. It's a new experience every time. My whole job is to make sure they get a table if they want one, or point them at the bar, which is right there. You can see it. It's not hard. Or you can just like go over there and watch the gnome bowling. It's fine too. So, just like, what do you want?
Go ahead and add that to my list. Thank you, Johnny. Next up, we have Jewel.
I know you probably recognize me, because my mom's a princess. She's over in the kingdom of the Carols, and my dad is, you know, the gold dragon. I know it's. It sounds like really cliche, and like it's kind of a fairy tale, but it's real. And like Ara met David, and they just kind of hit it off. And even though her parents didn't approve, like they found out that his career is like super lucrative, and so things kind of worked themselves out.
I'm sorry, the dragon's career is very lucrative?
Yeah, he got a lot of gold and jewels.
Okay.
They got money. They were good. Anyway, so I mostly grew up in the palace, but we took family trips up to the lair. I had a bed literally made of gold. Anyway, Mom and Dad just talked last month, and they thought I should get some perspective on the peasants. I mean, that's not exactly how they said it. There were things like humbling and benevolent and grounding and things like that. But anyway, here I am. I am a server at TGID's.
Oh my God. Okay. Thank you, Jewel. Last but certainly not least is Walter. Who is Walter?
Walter is a dragonborn barbarian. He's also a server. He used to work retail.
Okay.
He's wearing a tux with a tie, a bow tie, which he hates, and he's not wearing shoes because they don't fit.
All right. This is our restaurant staff. It is an hour before the restaurant is open. Oh my God, I love this already. It is an hour before the restaurant has opened, and you are all hear the incessant clapping of Tim. Tim is a very happy, very peppy, go-lucky assistant to the manager of Thank God's It's Dimitri's. Tim always is just a little too much. But as he calls everyone forward into the main kitchen area, he goes, well, hey there, gang. I'm seeing some happy faces, and I love to see those faces. It is opening night. There we go. Look at that. Mm-hmm. Look at that. Let's make sure that we push the crab cakes. I'm going to ask once again, Walter, what are we not going to do tonight?
Snarl.
We're not going to snarl, and we're not going to rage. Because when you rage, you make a ra'ag out of E. We're workshopping that. So yeah, we're not going to rage tonight. The customer is always what, Jewel?
Annoying.
No, Johnny. What is the customer, Jewel?
Right. What do we mean by push crab cakes?
That means you can just push them in terms of, like, if a customer asks if anything is good, you can say, hey, try the crab cakes, because they're probably on their last day. I do have it on good authority that we have a reviewer coming in tonight, so keep an eye out for anybody eating by themselves. There's a good chance they might be a reviewer, so I'm not saying you need to treat them special, but it might help to treat them a little special. Does anybody have any questions before we get started?
Tim, I think tonight, could you put me on the cook line? I think I'm ready. I think I've studied.
Yeah, you know what? Let me look at my sheet.
I think I'm ready to go. I think I can got this.
Remy,
I got the
it looks like
stuff.
you've got like a couple more nights of washing dishes before we're able to put you into the cook position. But I have a good feeling. I have a good feeling about this.
I understand.
I need to talk to Dimitri about it, but let's do a couple more nights of you washing dishes and doing the best you can, and then we'll go from there.
I'll be back in the dish pit.
Yes, the dish pit. That is what we call it. Yes, once again, Jewel.
Is Dimitri going to be here?
Dimitri has said that he will be coming here at some point this evening, but once again, your guess is as good as mine. All right? Push the crab cakes. Let's everybody put our hands in the middle for team. Ready? 1, 2, 3, team!
What happened?
You're doing great,
We
baby.
did the team. We did the team.
What team?
The
Is it sports related? I don't do that.
Tim finds himself walking back into his office where he sets up for the majority of the night. And with that, the restaurant, thank God it's Dimitri's, opens. With a flourish, the front door is opened up by Johnny to find a lackluster crowd. There's not a ton of people right when the restaurant is opening. So far, the only individuals that you see are a group of 3 orcs, or half-orcs, that are coming in, somewhat covered in blood, carrying large weapons behind them, and a family of 4. They are a family of humans. It looks to be the little girl's birthday. And so she is set up in a little area, and they walk up to the counter. The first ones up are the orcs.
Hey, Walter, no offense, but you should probably take the orcs.
Why? Because I can carry more food?
Yes.
Alright.
Hey guys, welcome to Thank God It's Dimitri's.
Hey, so, we were hoping to get like a table, for a little bit, and we have a question. Is the water free?
No, it's Dimitri's.
That's fair. That's fair. You guys have any specials tonight or anything?
Just Jewel.
Just Jewel. Oh, sweet.
She'll explain them to you.
Oh.
Your table's gonna be over here. Come on.
That could have been an unfortunate misunderstanding.
Whose section do you put them in?
Jules, definitely.
Jules?
After hearing this.
Yeah. After Jules, like, Walter, I think you should take these people. And then, Jewel, you see in your section is a group of 3 orcs. They actually start taking chairs from other tables, as the small chairs that are there aren't going to be enough to accommodate them. So,
Yes. Just make yourself comfortable.
Thanks, we were going to. Hey, so we heard you were the special. Wink.
You misheard. Would you like to hear the actual special tonight?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah, hey, try the crab cakes because they're probably on their last day. What? That's what he said.
the 3 of them all look at each other, and they go like,
I think we're just gonna start with the super happy fun breadstick basket.
I think you should try the crab cakes.
give me an intimidation check against the 3 well-armed orcs?
Yes!
This is going to be a high DC.
Good!
Which one am I gonna pick?
I can give it. I can assist.
Okay. You,
stand
as the
right
social
behind.
media manager, she is walking around, and all of a sudden you stop and you hear her pushing.
Yeah, because I hear the orcs and how they're treating her, and that's disgusting.
And how do you assist in this situation?
I stand right behind her, and my eyes glow black, straight black, and they start to glow.
Okay, roll an advantage.
Crud. It's not great, but it's 17?
They look at you, and then they look at you for a second, and they go,
I think we'll take the breadsticks and an order of crab cakes.
Thank you.
Very welcome. Told you guys this place is weird.
Yeah, and the 3 spend a little bit of time ordering food. The next up is the family of 4, where you see Mom, who just sort of comes up to the counter, and she goes, yeah, we'd like a table for 4, please. It's her birthday.
Okay.
Do you do anything free for her birthday?
I don't.
Does the restaurant do anything free for her birthday? It's her birthday.
You don't know Dimitri, do you?
Oh, no, this is our first time here. It's her birthday.
Great. How old is she turning? I don't care. Come on over. Your server's gonna be Walter.
Oh, sure.
Just
Yeah, the family of 4 is led to a small table, and you hand over menus to them. They kind of want nothing to do with you. It's your favorite type of table, as they just sort of usher you forward a little bit of time. That being said, anybody in the chat, I have a table of 20 random events that will happen in the restaurant. Occasionally, I'm going to ask for somebody in the chat, anyone, to roll a d20. The first person to roll a d20 will trigger the random event that happens in the restaurant. Remy, you are back in the back washing dishes. You're like, one day I will be the one, and when that day comes, oh, when that day comes. Everyone else is out in the front with Johnny at the host station, standing at the ready.
I forgot to take their drink orders.
Sure. There is no roll command here, Ginger Sheep, but if you have a d20, you can also roll it on the Discord as well. Yeah, you head back to the table, and you head back to the table, and you just go like, hey, do you guys want anything to drink, or...
Yeah, I mean, drinks,
Yeah, we want to try the special, the Long Island iced tea.
Got it.
Are those still 2 for 1?
No. No, they're not. They never were.
Pretty sure they're 2 for 1.
No, they're not.
It says right here on the menu. Not 2 for 1. Got it.
Fine. Don't worry. And I go back and I get the 3 Long Island iced teas and I come back with 6 small glasses. And I go,
do you do it at the table?
Yes. 2 for 1.
So, as social media manager, you hear a little bit of grumbling as she goes, as you see Jewel come out and take these small cups. What Jewel is not paying attention to is that these are specifically marketed for children. They are the kids' cups with a little picture of Dimitri being like, hey, it's me, kid Dimitri, on the cup, and she pours these Long Island iced teas into them. With a 15 from Ginger Sheep, you are all going about your business. It's about an hour into the night. Remy, there is a small tap on your shoulder. You recognize this as Hank, a dwarf who also works in the kitchen with you.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, Remy, you're kind of in charge of the kitchen, right?
Yeah, I'm the kitchen manager.
Who would we talk to about a rat problem?
A rat problem?
Yeah.
Have you seen some rats around here?
Yeah, kind of. I saw one, and also this. And he holds up a hand, and like from here down to his hand, it is just gone. Hank is like bleeding. He's like, yeah, I went down to the basement, and this thing just came out of nowhere, and it kind of nodded off. Can I go home?
Yeah, you have the night off.
Okay, thanks. And you see him like casting Cure Wounds on himself to kind of stop the bleeding a little bit. And your head darts towards where the pantry is in a small cellar where you store some of the cold goods. And you see a pair of giant yellow eyes looking out a crack in the door. And then the door is like closed where the eyes were.
Well, I'm worried about the integrity of the reputation of the restaurant and
Sure.
a big rat outbreak.
Yeah.
So I charge in there alone.
You go in there alone?
Yes.
Okay. I need everybody to give me perception at disadvantage then. I'm going to say that everybody who is working in the area, Johnny, 5 total, great. Jewel, 8 total, great.
7.
BB,
12.
great. 12. Walter is the only one who notices because Hank walks out the front door. He doesn't go out the back, but Hank just sort of walks out the front door, like where customers are coming in, and he goes, bye, Walt. Oh, bye, Walter. I get to go home early, and waves at you, and you see that he's like bleeding profusely, and walks right past you out the front door.
I'm gonna go see what's going on.
Okay. You see Remy, who has taken off his apron and is donning his armor and preparing his weapon, and sort of eyeing the door leading down to the cellar with an odd look.
What are you doing?
I think there's a giant rat in the cellar. I'm gonna go take care of it. You wanna join me?
Yes.
For the time being, Jewel, you will be serving both sections. You will be in charge of all tables. As Walter looks back at the group and you hear someone say, "It's her birthday!" And he goes, "Yes, the rat. I prefer the rat." And the two of you head towards the basement. With that being said, the two of you open the door, creeping down into the cellar itself. Do either of you have dark vision?
60 feet?
60 feet. There you go. Dimitri doesn't really believe in external lighting because it's too expensive. So you guys head down. You should have had dark vision. You should have thought of that before you started working in a kitchen. So you head downstairs, able to see past the pervading darkness below. As that happens, I need the two of you to roll me initiative. We're just going to kick this off as you are walking below. And Walter, because you do not have dark vision, any attacks made against you are going to be at advantage.
Great.
Until you can get some sort of light formed as the two of you go down. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and roll initiative. For the rats.
Oh no.
Okay. Yep.
18.
18. Okay.
12.
Okay. 12. Remy, you go first.
I'm going to attack.
Yep. As you look over and see in the corner of the room, you see this furry shape that's eating through a container of some sort of sauce. It's covered in this red sauce that's all over its mouth, and as you look over at it, its eyes dart up in your direction, and it begins to run forward towards you.
All right. With my bonus action, I'm going to cast Branding Smite.
Okay.
Do you think that would help him see it?
I don't know. Describe Branding Spite for me.
Radiant damage to the target, which becomes visible if it isn't invisible. So to him, it is invisible.
I would say it lights up.
Yeah.
I would say that just for a brief second, this energy, as you hit it, you're going to fill it with this radiance, and you're going to be able to see it for just a split second, Walter, as this thing is lit with a radiance.
The attack deals an extra 2d6 radiant damage to the target.
Right. So go ahead and give me an attack roll as you take your weapon. What is Remy's weapon?
9. Where's that at? My attack. Hammer 1d8 plus 10.
No, this one. You add
Yeah.
this.
So
you add
10 plus 9?
You add this one, the plus.
Oh, plus 5.
To this.
Okay, it's 14.
14. 14 just hits as you bring down your weapon with a righteous force to it. Not only that, but as soon as your weapon connects, you feel the divine energy within you, and you go like, "Out damn spot!" As you channel some of that energy that you use to wash dishes, channeled forth through the weapon and into this creature.
And now, what damage?
That, then plus whatever the radiant.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you've got some dice to roll. Walter, it is the rat's turn. So with the rat's turn, because he's going to take some damage here, but I don't think it's going to do him in. The rat.
Actually, 2d6.
The rat is going to attempt to take a little nibble at Remy.
So 13?
13 points total.
Yeah.
You got it. The rat is hit backwards by Remy's weapon, who instills it with a radiant damage. The weapon should be a meat tenderizer, as you took something from the kitchen and...
it's a warhammer.
It's a warhammer?
Might as well.
That works perfectly. Yeah, it's a poof, and the rat is tenderized for 13 points of damage. It's going to attempt to bite you, trying to sink its teeth into your arm. Does a 16 hit your armor class?
18.
18. No, it is unable to do so as you hear the clang, clang, clang as Remy has strapped pots and pans and other kitchen accoutrements to his arms in this odd look to it, and holds up a hand to block off this rat that is jumping towards him. With that, Walter, you are not at disadvantage for this attack roll as the rat takes a leap, you see, towards Remy and tries to bite, but it is unable to pierce his weapon.
I'm going to take
armor.
2 attacks with my greatsword.
Okay.
All right, so that'll be a 20 altogether, and then a 24.
That both of those hit. As Walter, you don't know how, is wearing a tuxedo, reaches behind the tuxedo, and pulls out a giant F-off hammer. Or a sword, right? Like that you swing forward in a wide arc.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll damage for me.
Yeah, I've got it rolled. That's going to be 13 for the first one and 16 for the second one.
29 points of damage as the sword goes flying forward. You doing anything with your bonus action?
Nah.
No. With that, the rat gives a loud yell as you see a part of it carved off as this giant sword goes flying through the air, slicing into the side of it. You hear Walter give out this scream of delight as he is no longer dealing with customers, but doing what he does best, which is unleashing the pain and frustration upon this poor rat. I think the entire restaurant, for a brief second, responds to the sound of a giant rat screaming in the basement. As everyone upstairs eating all of a sudden directs their gaze about the restaurant, as you all hear this like echoing forth from the kitchen.
Oh my gosh, those lobsters are so loud.
It's totally normal. This is all just new atmospheric, sounds that Dimitri has decided. We're trying a new theme. It's kind of like a jungle.
What's the theme?
Jungle.
Why doesn't the place look like a jungle?
We're working on it.
Okay. Give me a
Cool.
persuasion check. For the theme that you're working on, you just haven't decorated or
Nope.
anything? Give me a persuasion check.
Oh, that's going to be... Oh, persuasion, so, 17.
I can't wait for the jungle theme. It's coming, you guys.
She runs to the corner where there's a bush, and I push it to the middle of the room, and I'm like, look! I know,
you
right?
You see a few people that are in there, like, pull out, like, notebooks and just start sketching, like the bush in the center of the area. And
Tell your
stuff.
friends.
Jungle.
Post it everywhere.
Okay.
Just leaning up against the host stand. I'm not gonna move, but I'm gonna change into a tabaxi with tiger stripes.
One of the gnomes is sketching this and then runs up to the host table and says, "Hey, Dimitri's is turning into a jungle theme. Would you like this?"
Sure.
Go ahead.
I like that.
Yeah! And runs back over to the area. Let's cut back to the battle scene that's going on below deck. It is now, Remy, it is back to your turn. It is, as you have your meat tenderizer in hand, and you are swinging it again at this giant rat.
I'm going to attack twice with my warhammer.
Okay.
8 and 14.
The 8 is not going to hit. The 14 is definitely going to hit. As you, once again, bring that meat tenderizer over to the side, slamming it into the rat side.
And then, 9 damage.
9 points of damage. How do you want to do this?
Oh!
How do you want to kill
Crush its head.
Ooh, okay.
With my warhammer.
Yep. You take the meat tenderizer and you're just like, and as you do, there is a Gallagher effect as you and Walter are just covered in various viscera and red. The two of you having vanquished the giant rat that was below. The ginger sheep goes, "Hey, guess what? There's a new special tonight."
There it is.
Do you think there's more of them?
Look around, because I can't.
Do I use, I don't know, do I roll perception checks?
Give me a perception check.
Hold on, let me find that. What would that be? That one? -1. 16.
You look about the space, and as you do, your eyes are drift over to a small corner that you haven't really noticed before. It's a small corner of the basement with this large crate The crate is open, and affixed to the crate is a small piece of paper. As you wander over towards the crate, you see that the crate has tiny bite marks inside of it, and that the piece of paper says, "Happy opening night. Hope it's a great one. Enjoy my gift."
Is there any signature on the note?
Mr. Chahe Lee.
I take the box with the rat bites and bring it upstairs to the kitchen.
Sure. The two of you make your way upstairs with the note from Mr. Chahe Lee, a famous restaurant personality that is, he too is trying to corner the market on family-friendly adventurer dining with his range of restaurants, Chahili's, that he has scattered across the kingdom. But as you bring the crate up, you realize that this was not merely a simple act of a rat getting in. This was an act of sabotage.
And get Tim's attention once I'm back in the kitchen.
Sure. Knocking on his door, you bring Tim out of his office. As you come upstairs, Walter, you notice that Tim looks a little flustered. He comes out of his office and he closes the door very quickly behind him, so as not to give you guys any sort of access to the room. And more so than that, he locks the door as he comes out. And his clothes are a little disheveled. He looks like he's got a little bit of sweat on his face. And he goes, "Well, hey there, gang, what's going on?"
Mr. Tim, there was a rat problem in the basement.
Whoa!
We took care of it.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
But we found this box with this note from Mr. Chahili.
Oh, you know what? Don't worry about that. I'll take care of this. Dimitri's vengeance is swift and fearsome. So I will take care of this. Let me talk to him. Don't worry about anything whatsoever.
Can we look what's inside the box?
Yeah, you are more than welcome to. And he hands the box over in your general direction. He's like, "Is that it? Do you need me for anything else, or do you think you can handle
No,
things?"
you go back to your business, dude. We're good.
All right. I'm going to ask you guys to go ahead and leave this space, and I'm going to go back into my office.
All right, see you, dude.
All right. Great. And he waits and just point blank, like, smiles and stares at you all until you move away from the door. As you all make your way past it, there is a small unlock. As he unlocks it from the outside, backs into the office and slams the door very quickly.
He looked kind of suspicious, don't you think? No?
I'm going back to my job.
Great. While this is all going on, Jewel, I need you to give me a dexterity check. This is how well you are able to handle now having access to all of the tables in your section and all of the tables in Walter's section. As Walter is somewhat gone for a little bit, as you are just sort of running about the space, while Johnny looks on.
Well, and I need to deliver those crab cakes and the breadsticks as
You
well.
do.
So the dex check, not so good. It's like an 11.
That's not great, Jewel. No,
Technically, I have not even been over to his table yet.
No, you have not, and there is definitely a sense of
it's your birthday.
I know.
A sense of.
He should have let me know before he left. He just disappeared.
There is an impatient, like, as this woman gets up from where she is seated and makes her way over to the host station. Excuse me. Excuse me. We have not had service yet. Is there someone that you can talk to?
Yeah, we're talking right now. Oh, you mean someone else? Yeah.
I would like you to come over and take our order, please. It is her birthday.
Let me get your server.
What is your name?
Tim.
Your name is Tim.
My name is Tim.
I'm going to report this to the management. You are aware of this, right, Tim?
Okay.
I see this going on, so I'm going to come around the corner and real sharp looking
Okay.
as an elf,
Yeah.
elven woman, and I'm going to come around the corner and be like, "Is there anything I can do to help you?"
Yeah, you can tell Tim here that his customer service is the worst, and we would like some free appetizers.
Oh, that's so. I would really appreciate if you would give Tim here a little bit of a break. His parents passed last night.
Give me a deception check.
Oh, that's gonna be a 26.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Tim, I'm so sorry. And she stops what she's doing and comes around like to your side of the counter and like hugs you. And she's like, you know what? You know what? You're sitting with us tonight. You should not be alone right now. I cannot believe this. You're gonna come sit with us. And she takes you by the hand and leads you over to a small table. They take the birthday crown from the little girl and they're like, honey, it's Tim's birthday too. And the entire family sort of sits you down at the table, and she begins to like, everyone looks very confused, and she like covers your ears, and she's like, his parents passed yesterday, so he needs a wing. And then as she uncovers your hands, the whole family's like, Tim! And they just greet you with
okay, great.
Great.
And I'm
Walter.
gonna drop back to normal.
You come here.
I'm just hanging out at the hostess stand now. Running more.
Yep. Walter comes back upstairs, and I'm going to assume that you
Weren't there 4 of you?
There were, but Tim is going to be joining us for a little bit.
No!
Okay.
Oh my god. Son, are you covered in blood?
No.
Give me a deception check.
Still as the tiger tabaxi, I'm just gonna. It's part of the new jungle theme.
Deception?
Okay, wait,
Nat
hang
20.
on. Nat 20. Oh my god, this jungle theme's really coming along. Well, hey there. You're so fancy. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you know what? We would love some pot stickers for the table. Maybe you can like theme them a little bit.
Would you like crab cakes?
Sure. Yeah, we'd love some. How fresh are they?
I'll put the pot stickers on the crab cakes for you.
Fancy. Okay, yeah. And with that, Tim, you are regaled with stories as you sit at this small table for a little bit of time. With this, another bit of time passes.
I still need to deliver the crab cakes.
Yeah, there's nothing coming forth from the kitchen. Give me an intelligence check, Remy. You're washing dishes, and then you realize you move through all the dishes.
10.
A 10?
Yeah.
I would say a 10 is enough to realize you sent the cook home. He went downstairs, and as you're washing dishes, you go, oh my god, my time has come. It no longer will I be the boy who washed dishes. I will be the boy who made those dishes have food upon them. And you make your way over to the area and start looking at the pieces of paper that are lined up and begin to cook in the kitchen. I need an audience member to go ahead and give me another D20. As another random event happens in the area for this group that as you get closer and closer to the end of the night, Tim is currently at a table with a small family, Tim/Johnny. Jewel is wandering about the space.
Can I go back and find anything in that kitchen that's edible?
You can certainly try.
Well, he's still making these crab because they've been waiting a long time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Jewel goes back in the back and starts looking for anything edible. Remy is currently in the kitchen trying to make something out of anything that he can, and Walter is walking back and forth between the tables when a very, very, very fancy dressed elven man walks in. He has a gold badge upon his shirt. He carries with him a notebook that seems to be lined in gold trim.
Am I in the kitchen when this happens?
You are walking towards the kitchen, and your eyes dart back around to see this like fancy dressed individual, and he goes, "Good evening. I am
Sir Walter.
Straight to the host spot.
Hello, I am Sir Walter.
Hi.
Hi,
I'm Jewel.
I am the health inspector.
Oh.
Hello, Jewel. I would like to be given a tour of the premises to make sure that everything is up to code.
Of course. Yes. Okay. So, this is our dining room. And as you can see, we're converting to a bit of a jungle theme.
As you say that, Walter walks by and kind of gives him like side eye, but he's still covered in the rat blood. And the man goes, "Is that real blood?"
He's part of the theming.
Understood. Jungle.
We're missing a few of the trees. They're a little late. It's a little annoying.
Deception.
That would be a
I should not have made you guys
22.
Let you be high charisma characters. Yes, trees being late. That's a normal thing. Where, Jewel, do you keep the money?
The money?
Yes. Do you
In the money box.
Do you store the money in a safe place?
Can
or...
I hear this?
Yeah, you see this very fancy gentleman. He's wearing like these golden and blue robes. He's got a badge on. He's carrying a notebook, and he has just asked Jewel where they keep the money.
I'm going to excuse myself from the table.
We love you, Tim.
I love you too. Bye. I'm going to walk over to. What's the range on this? Hold on. I'm going to head back over to the host stand, and I'm going to cast Detect Thoughts.
Okay.
And I'm going to focus on this guy and see what I can figure out.
Now, there is no save for this. You just start picking up on the surface.
No, it is 16 wisdom.
Okay. The first thoughts that you hear are the surface thoughts, right?
Mm-hmm.
The surface thoughts are repeating over and over, don't get caught, don't get caught, don't get caught, don't get caught. BB, Remy, as you are in the kitchen scrambling, I don't even know what a cooking check would be right now.
Well,
You definitely have proficiency because you've been dreaming about this day for a long time.
I have a background in being a chef too, so.
Okay. Give me an argument for if this is a food attack roll. You're attacking the food and then rolling damage so that it lands on the plate. Athletics, acrobatics, like what? Give me an argument for why what skill would be used.
Charisma.
I have to ask, why charisma?
My plating is just amazing.
So the food not so great.
But they love the.
But they love the plating.
Uh-huh.
Isn't it about 80% of how it looks and 20% of how it tastes?
We'll certainly see. Give me a charisma plating check. As your food.
Nat 20.
Why do I do this? Yes. The first plates start coming out of the kitchen during this time, and BB, you're helping pick up the slack. And as you get to the first plate of pot stickers, you're brought to tears. As you look at the plate, you're reminded of a special day in your childhood where you fell off a swing set and your mother rushed forward and kissed your boo-boo till it was better.
This is really weird.
Just looking at the plate evokes this emotional response within you. The food is not cooked conventionally, but the plating, it doesn't matter. It's that pretty on the plate. And the first plates are brought out of the kitchen. There's a lot of chewing that takes place. A lot of chewing, but all people can talk about is like, did you see mine? Mine was jungle themed. Like there was a small tree on it. And people are just talking about how beautiful these plates look.
I really had my heart set on delivering the crab cakes myself.
I only just delivered the pot
She
stickers.
delivered the pot stickers.
Okay.
At some point, Jewel, you can leave and go get the pot stickers, but this individual is still standing
Okay,
there.
you've got this, because, like, I don't know where you guys keep the money box. He wants to know about the money box.
Yes, it is customary to know where the money is kept to make sure that everything is hygienic and on the up and up. And,
Health inspector.
I can see that.
you can tell by my badge.
Yeah, I can read. You don't have to point to it. It's almost comically large.
Okay,
it's fine.
crab cakes. Bye!
Let me get security. They can take you to the lockbox.
The security.
And I'm gonna cast a message
right.
to BB.
Okay.
And say, I need security.
Huge orc comes around from, I go back from the table that I just served to, back around the host stand.
Okay.
And I come out as in a huge, like, knife fight.
Just a big old orc as this this individual sort of looks in your direction and then turns his head and then just sort of like looks up. Oh, hello.
What's up, Tim?
This gentleman wants to see the lockbox where we keep the money, because that's what health inspectors do.
You know what? I think I might have the wrong restaurant.
Me too.
Why don't I go and handle Chahili's down the street? And
That sounds like a really good idea.
Yes, I totally agree. And he turns around and makes his way out the front door, leaving you to your business.
High
Yes.
five.
Just come back down here.
Can I change back?
And then we high five.
Jewel, you head over towards the pot stickers.
Well, no, they ordered crab cakes and breadsticks.
You head over to the crab cakes and breadsticks. They're starting to get a little loud. The crab cakes and breadsticks are constructed to look like Stonehenge. But it is evocative. It is powerful. You feel as if you've been transported. They look a little raw around the edges, but everything is plated
That's okay,
marvelously.
because I'm going to cast Distort Value on them.
Okay. What is distort value?
You cast this spell on an object, it'll probably be just one plate if it's one object itself.
Okay.
On an object no more than 1 foot on a side, so it could maybe cover 2 plates, it's really up to you.
Okay.
Doubling the object's perceived value by adding illusory flourishes or polish to it, or reducing its perceived value. So I'm adding value. Anyone examining the object can ascertain its true value with a successful int check against your spell save DC.
The lighting changes as this plate of breadsticks and pot stickers, or crab cakes, breadsticks and
Crab cakes and breadsticks.
crab cakes and breadsticks is brought forth, and you hear as Jewel begins to walk through the restaurant. All eyes are drawn to the plate of crab cakes and breadsticks. Children outstretch a hand as if they cannot behold the beauty that is in front of them. An elderly man pushes his elderly wife to the side so that he can see it better, and the wife does not blame him for this. As this plate begins to move throughout the restaurant and are brought to the 3 half-orcs who are sitting there, they all turn.
I'm also using prestidigitation as a cantrip to make it smell like the best.
Even better. 2 of the half-orcs are looking at this thing like this is the greatest thing ever. And the one in the back corner, like if there's 2 of them sitting right there and then one sitting near the back, the other one's like looking at it but doesn't want to feel left out, so he's like, oh. but does not see the appeal that the other 2 see. The leader of the group looks at it and says, whoa, these are the crab cakes and the breadsticks?
I helped cook these up special for you because, because you guys are so special because you're my first customers tonight. And so I just hope you can keep this in mind at the end of the night when you leave your tips.
These are at least double the value as that I would pay for them. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And they all start eating them, and once again, the one in the back corner is just like, I mean, it doesn't look that great, guys. But the other two are like, shut up.
Okay, then what I'm gonna do I notice that this is happening?
Yeah. They're
Cool.
just like, shut up, Keith.
Awesome.
Eat the breadsticks.
Then I am going to, oh shoot, do I have this meta magic? Hang on, I've forgotten which meta magic I have.
We'll take another round of the Long Island iced teas as well,
I
please.
do not, never mind.
That's okay.
I can't
They're
do
like,
what I wanna
we'll
do.
take another round. These Long Island iced teas, I think I would give up adventuring if I could just drink these all day on the beach or something. So, we would like 3 more. Heck, we're not driving. 6 more. We stole a cart to get here and we let those things go. So we'll take 6 more of the Long Island iced teas.
Certainly. Okay, so I go back and I get 6 more of the kids' cups.
Right, so you order 3 and you get 6 more. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
I need another roll from the audience, please. I need somebody else to roll a d20 as you all go about the space. And I need you to roll a d20. We're looking for low numbers here. Wolfgren just cheered 300 bits for crab cakes and breadsticks. As you guys are all moving about the space. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yes. Yes. A nat 1 on a d20. The night continues onward until there is a slight rumble under the floorboards. The entire restaurant begins to shake ever so gently at first, and then begins to pick up in intensity. The people in the space begin to turn and look, and all of them in a look of odd confusion as if to say, is this jungle theming? But you all know that this is not normal for this to happen. The restaurant is shaking. It is enough so that those of you that are serving are on your feet, but are starting to wobble a bit. Remy, in the kitchen, you feel this as well. Walter, you yourself are having to plant yourself, maybe holding onto a fixture. After a bit of time, the shaking is starting to subside a bit.
Okay. You may hate this. I'm gonna try this anyway.
Okay.
Okay, you know how like Margaritaville, the volcano goes off every once in a while and everybody sings?
Yeah.
So what I want to do is over in the corner, I'm going to use
I don't know.
major image to have like tropical plants because it's 20 foot. It's 20 foot square, so 20 feet of like tropical plants growing out of the most like bare space in the room, and I can be like, everybody, we gotta sing along in the jungle, the mighty and we get everybody to sing along with us. That's probably a persuasion, but I've also got major image going, like they're growing out of the ground.
I'm gonna say that this is a performance check.
Okay.
I will assist.
Performance, you say? What about an enthralling performance?
I'm not as good at performance.
You don't have to be.
I'm better at
As
persuasion.
all of a sudden Johnny jumps up on top of one of the tables.
Yes.
Johnny, tell us about your enthralling performance.
It's a birthday song for the little girl.
The entire restaurant is shaking. There are now tropical plants everywhere, and Johnny pulls out a small wand that he keeps in his back pocket and touches the side of his neck and just goes,
Happy birthday from all of us, DJ.
The entire audience begins to clap and applaud. I need a performance check.
Oh no, this is enthralling performance.
Oh, I know.
With the ability.
So everybody,
So it's a wisdom saving throw versus DC 16
I'm
for
just
that.
gonna do a restaurant-wide.
Yes, they fail. The entire restaurant is now charmed by Johnny as they all turn about the space, and you hear them all like, I don't want to happy birthday from all of us to you. We wish it was our birthday so we could party too. And then Johnny's like, jungle! And they're all like, jungle! After a while, the shaking in the area begins to stop. Remy, give me a perception check, please.
19 plus 18.
A thin wisp of smoke begin to come forth from under Tim's door. There is a smell of death and decay that comes with this smoke. As you are working in the kitchen, you've gotten the hang of it. You've got your sea legs a little bit. You're starting to crank food out, and the plating is still just remarkable. But you turn your head to the side, and as you do, you see these thin wisps of black smoke that come forth from the door. And as they do, there is this as the smoke turns into the visage of a skull and then disappears.
I'm concerned for Mr. Tim's safety.
Okay.
My beloved manager.
Okay.
So I knock down the door.
You're gonna just knock down the door. Give me a. You're like, Tim, are you okay? Give me a strength check.
And then add the plus.
7.
You're like, Tim, are you okay? This door ain't budging. You don't know what it is. You're gonna need some help.
Go out to the front and say, I think something might be up with Mr. Tim. Could use some assistance opening his door.
Remy...
I'm just going to hold out my hand and like motion to Walter, the giant.
You go like, I might need some help at the door, and you turn around and Walter's just like looking down at you.
Hey Walter, buddy, can you help me out?
Sure. I go back there.
Okay. There is indeed thin wisp of black smoke that are coming forth from the door. They explode with a tiny pah and have skull shapes to them.
So, what do you want me to do?
Well, I couldn't knock it down.
All right,
So
I take the greatsword to it.
Okay, give me an attack roll. It's a low DC.
Nat 20 on the first strike?
No, that's fine. You dull the heck
Yeah, I
out
was
of this
like,
door. this random orc like runs by. She's like, I can help, and just the door is knocked off its hinges. As the door falls away, it less falls away and more like is sucked into oblivion. As standing where Tim's office once was, as the door flies off its hinges, is a portal into a hell dimension. You see arcane sigils written all over the confines of the office. Dulled the door. You see odd demonic creatures and shapes that are moving about through this rocky expanse. Tim is in the corner of the room, eyes turned towards the door, still wearing his flare, but his eyes now a dark black. And you look upon the counter where he has an arcane spell book, and he is pulling wisp of arcane energy from the book and shoving it towards the portal which is open in front of you.
I'm going to use my breath weapon on the book.
Okay. Give me an attack roll at this moment. As
it's a dexterity saving throw.
The book will automatically fail its dexterity saving throw as you engulf it. What is your breath weapon?
Fire.
Great. Here is what happens. You're all singing, and it's all fun and games. There is an ignition of fire that comes forth from the kitchen as the book is burned in place. Tim, who is channeling arcane energy from the book, turns, smiles at you, his eyes gone, filled with a black, endless pool, and the portal opens wider. Tim waves a hand over it, and the restaurant is overrun. Demonic creatures, imps, creatures of an otherworldly and netherworldly form come pouring out of the back kitchen and into the restaurant proper.
as I need each and every one of you to go ahead and roll initiative for me, as Tim's portal into the Netherworld has opened up.
Ew.
I've never gotten advantage on initiative. I just realized I have it. So not 20.
Nat
So 22.
22.
Oh my gosh!
That's 3 nat 20s for
Oh
this.
my god!
Not here.
That's hilarious.
22 total.
22 total.
22 total.
I need all 3 of you to roll
I don't
again.
care.
Do I get advantage on this?
I'm happy
If I
to
get
go
advantage on initiative
down.
rolls?
I'm happy to go
If you
third.
get advantage
You
on
take it
initiative
first.
rolls,
I'm closest.
You take
I'm
it
just
first.
gonna
I'll
give
take
you-
a second.
I'll
You
go
go.
third.
yeah,
Okay.
Walter is first.
That's so
Jeez,
funny.
you guys.
That's not my fault.
Walter is first,
Sorry
followed
for
by
dying.
Johnny,
I'm just really lucky.
followed by
Until they're
Jewel,
not at all.
BB and Remy.
6.
I got 7.
Followed by BB.
I was really busy tweeting, okay?
I think you have a bird in hand.
Oh, yeah.
As these
Birds, go out the window. I'm real busy.
Go get help! Somebody call IXI.
I was going for anything. Favorite lines for that movie.
So good.
God, that's a good movie. All right. With that, the restaurant is swarmed. Like I said, demonic figures start pouring out of the small room in the back. Remy and Walter, you are the ones closest to it as this portal opens up. Walter, it is your turn first as you see 2 squat little imps land on the desk and just start eyeing you intently, one of them making a grab for the book that is charred on the desk in front of you.
Cool. So Tim's definitely like gone. Like I can see
Tim
that.
is still in the room, and he's got this odd
But, like,
smile on
he's
his face.
gone.
But he's gone.
Well, it was only Zoo.
Sucks to suck. I'm gonna rage.
Okay, with the bonus action, you hear
Yeah.
as Walter, his muscles begin to flex. You see the tuxedo, the sleeves get shortened a little bit as the muscles pop against it, and he dons the armor of every raging waiter in the state of Florida, the tuxedo T-shirt forming where the tuxedo once stood, saying he's still formal, but he is here to rage. That is your bonus
Right.
action.
Yep. And then. One moment.
Yep. Walter is up right now. Johnny, you are right behind.
Real quick, what does rage do?
Rage is going to make it so that you are resistant to certain types of damages, depending on the barbarian that you chose. It is going to give you a special bonus to your attacks. I believe right now it's either going to be a +2 or a +3.
Okay.
It's also going to give you advantage on strength checks.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't think it gave me advantage on attacks.
No.
That's what I figured.
Unless you take reckless attack.
Nah. Alright. So first one, I'm still going with the great sword. That's gonna be a 19 to hit.
19 hits.
Alright, so that's gonna be 8 damage. I'm going for one of the imps, the one nearest to the boat.
Jewel, do not forget that you have a +5 to any roll granted
Yes,
you by Miss
I have
Huddy.
not forgotten, and I'm about to use
Yep.
it.
With a swing of your sword, the sword slices through the side of one of the imps. You see it disappear in a flash of dark energy as it screams out, remnants of it being sucked back into the portal from whence it came.
And the other one's gonna be a 15 to hit.
Against the other imp?
Yes.
Yes. Once again, you slice through it. It screams out again, dropping the book that was clutched in its hand.
Well, I'll take the book.
Okay, you grab the book and tuck it into your hands. As you do, Tim, who has been somewhat catatonic this whole time, goes, "No!" and snarls outward, reaching a hand in your direction.
Oh, but I'm not allowed to snarl.
That is Walter's turn. Johnny. In the kitchen area, you see a very large demon that is stomping through the area. He is large and muscular, reddish skin. Looking about the space, he's looking at patrons, and all of them seem to clap in a little bit of delight as all of their eyes are drawn to this dark figure.
That changes what he's gonna do. Okay. I'm gonna cast Dissonant Whispers on him.
All right. Wisdom save.
16.
It fails its save. You all hear the slight sounds. Those in the room hear the slight sounds being issued forth from Johnny as they weave their way over the reddish skin of the demonic form standing in the space.
That's 12 points of damage, and it has to use its reaction to immediately move its full movement distance away.
As the creature comes into the space, it stares at Johnny, and Johnny tilts its head to the side as if to say, "Not today." And with that, it uses its reaction to start backing away slowly from Johnny back towards the kitchen and the portal. But it uses the majority of its movement to back away, back slowly towards that door. That's Johnny's turn. Jewel.
Okay, I am going to use sorcery points to do a quickened spell.
Okay.
Prestidigitation.
Right.
I'm pulling out an emerald, and I'm making it very sparkly and very attractive. What I'm hoping is that the next spell I cast, their save will be at disadvantage. I don't know if it will, but that's what I'm going to try for. So I'm going to make it very sparkly and extra attractive.
Okay.
And then I'm going to cast Incite Greed.
On this sparkly
gem. Now, I know that this is kind of a not standard one. So, you present the gem used as a material component and choose any number of creatures within range that can see you. So any of the little guys in this big giant room that can see me will see the gem. Each target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be charmed by you until the spell ends or until you or your companions do anything harmful to it. While charmed in this way, a creature can do nothing but use its movement to approach you in a safe manner. While an affected creature is within 5 feet of you, it cannot move but simply stares greedily at the gem you present. At the end of each of its turns, an affected target can make a wisdom saving throw. If it succeeds, this effect ends for that target. So what I want to do is say, "Hey boys," and then I want to walk towards the door. I want to use my 30 feet of movement to get as far towards the door or out the door as possible. I want them to follow me out the door. The wisdom save is 15.
As the demons swarm into the space, congratulations. It goes off. You now have the full undivided attention of every beast that walks into this space. So as the orcs at the other table begin to grab their weapons and stand up to join the fight, you instead have the undivided attention of the 2 to 3 to 4 to 6 other creatures that have been crawling along the ceiling that make their way over towards where you are, and instead will use their action to attack you to see if they can grab this gem.
It says...
They cannot
Yeah,
attack.
they can't. It
With-
says safely.
The only thing, if they fail their wisdom save, the only thing that they can do
They
is
are fascinated with the gem, correct?
Yeah,
And they
and-
are charmed by her.
Yes, but a creature can do nothing but use its movement to approach you in a safe manner.
Okay, then they are all approaching you in a very safe manner.
And once they're within 5 feet of me, they cannot move but simply stare greedily at the gem I present.
Now, because of this charm
But I'm
spell,
walking
they
out
know
door.
exactly that they've been charmed afterwards,
It
correct?
does not say that.
If this effect ends, the effect ends for the target if they succeed the wisdom save. Okay, cool. All of the demons in the space, instead of attacking the patrons, all stop what they're doing. Some of them land from the ceiling and hit the ground, and all of them, eyes affixed towards Jewel, begin to safely, somewhat considerately, make their way towards where Jewel is. With your movement, I will say it will take you the 30 feet to make your way all the way to the kitchen, and start backing your way slowly towards
I
it.
was trying to get them out the front door, is where I was trying to
You're
get
walking
them.
out the
Like,
front
I want to get them out of the building.
Great. Okay. You start making your way towards the front door of the building.
Okay.
Got it. This is concentration, correct?
It is, yes.
Got it. Great. That is Jewel's turn. Would you like to do anything with your bonus action?
I already did, because I used the sorcery points to make it
That's right.
extra.
Extra. Okay. With that, that is Jewel's turn. Tim. Tim is going to see that Walter is grabbing the book and is not going to like this. He's also a little concerned about Remy being in the space as well. So he is going to make a beeline. He's going to take an attack of opportunity from the two of you. He's going to take a beeline towards the portal that's in this space.
hoping to move past you all and just jump into the portal.
Opportunity attack?
Yes, each of you can
yeah.
take an opportunity attack here if you'd like to use your reaction to do so.
All right. 22 to hit.
Yep.
15 damage.
15 damage. Okay.
I'm gonna use command.
This is a spell, so I think you can do this if you have Warcaster. If you have that feat. Do you have that feat, Warcaster?
I don't think I do.
Okay, then you have to take an attack like a regular
Oh,
attack.
okay.
here.
So I'm gonna. Can I use a bonus action or no?
No, this is just an attack of opportunity because this guy has decided like it's worth it for me to take these attacks from you.
6 and 19.
Okay.
And then.
What was the attack?
Just attack with Warhammer.
Yeah. So what was the attack? Was it 6 or 19?
It was 2 attacks.
Right. So attack of opportunity is just one.
Okay, 19.
19. Yeah. So from here on in, when it's an attack of opportunity, it's just one attack, but you bring that Warhammer, that meat tenderizer down, and I think you get him in the back, and as soon as he's like stumbling towards the portal, you watch as Remy comes forward with that meat tenderizer and hits him in the back of the knee.
This thing will turn back on him because once anybody attacks them, like then that individual creature.
These guys are in the kitchen,
Oh,
and this is
sorry.
Tim. So you were in the main dining room area.
I got confused.
So you've gathered I'm going to be conservative and say the 6 individuals in this area, and have made their way, started making your way out towards the front entrance. Okay, that's perfect. These attacks weaken him, but he still manages to stumble through. He stumbles through this area, and as he does, he says, "Master, I have done thy bidding. I have sacrificed Dimitri's latest establishment for your glory. Use me as your servant." And a dark shape begins to materialize where this figure is standing in the Hell dimension. BB, your turn. You are in the main dining room area, and you have just watched as Jewel has walked out the front door, and there were 6 individuals, like demonic forces and odd little beasties, that are now following her out of the space into the front of the restaurant.
Did they come from the back room?
They did come from the back room.
I'm running back there.
Okay.
Using my movement.
Using your movement speed, you would catch Remy and Walter standing there, eyes agape, each of them holding their weaponry as Tim is standing in where a portal was in his office, like he's a little ways past it, and he is being overtaken by as this energy sort of leaks into him, and Tim is starting to grow in size.
Is he still technically humanoid?
He is still technically humanoid.
I'm casting Crowd of Madness.
Okay. What is the save on Crown of Madness?
Wisdom of 15.
Wisdom of 15. Yep. You know what? I think this dark, jagged crown, as you extend the energy through this portal, Tim will turn back and look at you. He's losing what little bits of his humanity is left, but this dark, jagged crown of thorns appears on top of his head. As the people in the restaurant are still beginning to look around, and the clapping has gotten smaller, but it's still there as they're trying to figure out what exactly is happening and how this is jungle themed. With Crown of Madness, you get to choose who he attacks, correct?
Right.
There's nothing around for him to attack currently.
And the patrons have not been affected because I get to choose any number of
No, I know.
within range.
They're still seated, but
Yeah.
they just seen you walk through and escort
Cool.
the demons outside.
Cool, so I'm just gonna hold it.
Cool. He turns and looks in your direction with this odd look on his face as he has this jagged crown of thorns atop his head. That is BB's turn. Remy, it's now your full turn as BB has attached this crown of thorns atop Tim's head. Tim has jumped through a portal, and now he is looking back, and you are still holding your meat tenderizer at the ready.
I'm going to cast Shield of Faith.
Okay.
Granting 2 bonus to AC for the duration around...
Who are you casting it on?
Surrounds a creature of your choice. I'm going to cast it on BB.
Okay.
It's
You, BB, your AC is raised by 2
Thank you.
for the duration.
And if he's in range, and he also gets it too. It's
No, I think it's one
just a
creature
one?
that you
Just
can see.
choose one.
Yeah,
Okay.
but yeah.
And then I'll attack twice. 9.
Well, hang on. Doesn't it take an action to cast that spell, Shield of Faith, or is that a bonus
It's
action?
a bonus action.
Perfect.
And then 9 and 11 for attacks.
9 and 11
But
total.
You have 5 to each.
Oh.
For the hit.
14 and 16.
14 and 16. Who are you attacking?
Tim. Or what was Tim?
You're going to go through the portal?
What was she looking at?
She was looking at Tim, who's walked through the portal. She's trying to cast it, but you can leave the restaurant and go through this portal and attack him. I fully support this.
Go. All right, let's go for it.
Okay. With that, you guys watch as he's like, I owe it to the restaurant. And he just walks through this portal. Immediately, the temperature change is drastic. Right now, the temperature raises by about like 5 to 10 degrees, like from where you were in the kitchen. And with each step further away from the entrance to the portal, the temperature is rising more and more and more. Dark sounds fill the space. As you turn back, you see the circular oval of where the portal was, but behind it, you see eldritch monstrosities walking about the space. And Tim, with the jagged crown across his head, turns around to look at you, and no trace of humanity left in him, as he has given himself up unto the eldritch god known as Chihili. As you walk forward with your meat tenderizer in hand, give me 2 attack rolls.
6.
No.
This one? No. Oh, 2 more? Oh, I already did those. The.
Oh, it was 16 and
14. 14.
Yeah.
16 and 14. Both of those hit.
10.
Okay.
And 3.
Tim, take some damage. That is your turn. Remy, we head back to the top of the initiative order. No demons in this space. Walter. No, wait, hang on. Yeah, Walter, it's your turn. As you go back to the top, you will just watch as Remy has left the building, walking through the portal into the hellish dimension from whence Tim has conjured into being. It is your turn.
So there's nothing else. It's just the portal.
You did see a large contingent make their way outside to the front area where everyone was.
See them. They're not.
You can't see them currently. However, as
Tim's the problem, so
as Tim is the problem, you notice that the.
No, go ahead.
Yep.
Keep going. No, keep going. You're good. Ignore
Okay.
me.
No
Ignore
worries.
me.
No
I was
worries.
thinking out loud with snaps.
Okay. Yeah, you head through the portal and start
Yeah.
attacking.
Yeah. All right. Nat 20.
Nat 20. Give me attack rolls, please. Or give me damage as you.
All right. So that's going to be 9, and then do I double that?
You double the dice.
Does the rage damage get doubled?
It does not.
Okay, just the dice.
Just
not
the
plus.
dice.
Okay, so 12.
12 points of damage.
Yeah.
All right, give me another attack.
Yep. And going the other way.
Okay, Nat 1?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're so pumped to be able to right, and like you never really liked him, but
Well,
as
no, but he's the one that paid me, so now I'm just
yeah, there's a little bit of hesitation. You're like, I hate you. Well, you did sign my paychecks. Like as that sword comes around, you're not sure how Dimitri is going to handle you attacking the assistant.
Hopefully getting paid.
Assistant to the manager. With that being said, that is your turn. The two of you are in the different dimension, which is not something I anticipated. Johnny.
We're all doomed. Yeah.
I'm gonna run back to where I saw the demons coming from.
Okay. You see BB with an odd look on her face as she's just sort of staring ahead. The bird that she was holding in her hand, she like looks down, she's like, tweet, and the bird just flies out of the room as fast as it can, away from wherever this portal was, this dimension.
Can I see these three in the portal?
You can see
those two, and they're wailing on what looks to be Tim wearing an iron crown atop his head.
Great. Oh God, what am I gonna do here?
You also see arcane sigils written all over the room.
Oh God.
All right, Johnny, come on.
I am going to lament going to glamour college for this. And this is the job I chose. I'm not paid enough for this.
Okay.
And I'm going to yell at these two to get out of the portal. And I'm...
Oh, there's two inside the portal now?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, crud.
And I'm going to drink a potion of speed.
Okay.
That seems like a good idea.
You use your bonus action to take a potion of speed. And as you do, you feel your speed increase. T.E. Graves shouting, "Johnny, be good."
There's only one of you.
That is your turn, Johnny. You guys hear a voice behind you as you hear Johnny say, "Get out of the portal!" And as you turn back to look at the space, the portal shrinks just a tiny bit. It's not enough for anything to be concerned about at the moment, but the magical energy, whatever was fueling the dark energy behind it, might have been destroyed by fire. So you see as the portal shrinks just a tiny bit. That is your turn, Jewel.
Crud, there's two of them there now. Okay.
You have no way of knowing this.
Yeah, I know.
You are
I know,
outside
I
the
know,
restaurant.
But I was planning on running back in. Here, okay, this is what I'm going to do.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to take the gem.
You're going to take the gem.
Is throwing it a full action? Like if I'm just tossing it and then using my movement to go back through the door?
I would say no. I'll say it's a
Okay.
bonus action to take the gem that's in your hand.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to...
The gem is the target of the greed.
Yeah, I know.
So
I
I
want
am...
them to run after the gem. Okay, then that can be a full action. That still works with
No,
what
no,
I'm
no.
gonna do.
No, hear me out. Because the gem is the target of the greed,
Yeah.
I'm going to give advantage on wisdom saving throws to break the spell if they get the gem.
Yeah. I'm going to throw it really hard.
Okay. Yeah, I know you built this bard to
yeah.
be super
She's
strong.
not even a bard. But yeah.
You built this sorcerer to be super strong. So give me...
Is there anything, are there any bushes or anything I can throw that would make it harder for them to get to? Or is it just blank open space?
It's... There's a few bushes.
Okay, I know that this is going to be a check, but I'm going to throw it towards the bushes.
Give me a ranged attack roll.
Wow, no, I missed those bushes. I'm not good at this. That's
There's
3 plus. I don't even know what my range attack is.
You prep, channeling all of the energy that your parents sent. You weren't gonna. You had to get a job, and you didn't want to do it. So you channel all of that energy into your throw, and you go, and the gem flies forward and lands right in front of you.
Oh, that sucks. Okay, well, I'm still gonna run through the door.
Okay.
Slam it. Say, hold the door. And then
A large human man gets up and he's like, "Hold door, hold door." I'm like,
and then I'm going to use my bonus action because I guess if that was full action, that's fine.
Sure.
To cast Expeditious Retreat.
Expeditious Retreat.
Yes. Now, can I do that fast extra movement on the first time I cast that spell? Or does it not work that way?
You can. Actually, that's one of the few spells where it's like,
when you cast
yes, when you cast the
it, and then it's
spell.
bonus action. Okay.
Yeah.
So now I want to head towards, because this room is clear, so now I'm heading towards the kitchen.
Absolutely. Just so I'm aware, you're yelling at the patrons of the restaurant to defend themselves, hold the door.
Anybody in this room, because they just saw all these things in.
Got it.
And I'll convince them later that it was all part of the show.
Expeditious Retreat is concentration. Your charm spell immediately drops.
Yeah.
The demons turn their head to face the door and immediately bolt for it in order to get back in the space. But you, it is not your concern. You are already in the kitchen as you have increased your movement speed, and the people in the restaurant all go like, "Is this part of the? Oh God!" And some of them get up. The 3 orcs in particular are the first ones to get up. One of them jamming his weapon into the door and trying to hold it shut. The small birthday princess takes a bottle by a nearby table. The 8-year-old smashes it into the table and holds it up menacingly. As you see the people of the...
It's immersive theater.
As people at the restaurant start flipping their tables over, flipping their chairs, and start trying to barricade against the horde of demons that are outside, turning this place, wrecking it in order to try to find any sort of makeshift weapon that they can. That is your turn.
Yep.
That's great. That's great. That's great. The demon's turn. The spell is already broken. They're going to make some strength checks, contest it against the people inside. A little girl led by some orcs. They are able to hold the doors closed. Keeping.
They're actors. It makes sense.
Yep. The demons are being kept at bay with the jungle theming. Trying to find any sort of egress inside the building. That is their turn. Jewel. His turn. Tim. Tim will. He's still charmed by Crown of Madness, but you have not determined who he should hit.
No.
Because you haven't, he gets to attack who he wants to hit.
Okay.
So channeling the dark rage within him, he will turn over towards where Walter is and say, "You're not wearing your flare, Walter." And as he does, he will bring his hand up and extend it outward in your direction, hoping to catch you with a 19?
Yeah.
Yep. You, Walter, are going to take... You are going to take 19 points of necrotic damage as you feel necrotic energy leaving his hand and cycling up through your body, and you guys watch as Walter's skin goes a little gray for a second as this necrotic energy leaves, and you catch the inflict wounds spell upon your person. That is his action. With his bonus action, he is going to take a potion from his side, flip it up, and you see it has the coveted TGID's symbol on it, and he is going to drink that potion. And as he drinks that potion, you see that he gets a little faster. Not speed-wise, it's almost like he's vibrating a little bit at a higher frequency. And that's what he is going to do with his bonus action. BB, your turn.
So is he still...
He is. You have to maintain use of that spell. So you can choose, I think, to forego. You can choose to forego doing anything but maintaining the crown atop the head. Or you can get back into it and just cast something else. But you have to use your action to maintain control.
Right. Okay, so I get. Let's do. I'm gonna drop it.
Okay.
And use Toll of the Dead.
All right. This is another wisdom save, correct?
Correct. It's a 15.
As you hear a Twitter notification go off so loud that it reverberates throughout the entire space. What is the save on that again?
15.
It is a 15 on the dot. Do you take any damage?
That's gonna be 12.
Because I think this is a cantrip.
It is.
Okay. Does he still take half damage if he makes the save?
Oh, I don't know. Hold on.
Double check that for me.
Yeah, I will.
That's BB going.
Oh. Instead, it's just 1.
Okay.
So 5 points.
Remy, your turn. That portal shrinks just a little bit more. They can still make it through, but it's shrinking more and more. Whatever arcane focus was used to create it is shrinking, is losing its power.
I decided to run out of the portal, back into the restaurant.
Okay. You're going to break away. He is going to take an attack of opportunity against you. 15 against your AC.
18.
Nope, that's gonna miss. As he brings up a hand, he's not built for melee, and brings up a hand to sort of grab at you, but you and run through the portal, ducking down. So the only one in the portal right now is Walter, correct? Mm-hmm. Got it. Okay, that is your movement, Remy. Are you gonna stay here?
Yes. Can I use an action or?
You can use an action.
I use healing hands on Walter.
You can't. Walter's not there. You left Walter in the lurch.
Even though it's a range, okay.
Is there a range on it, or it's called
through
healing?
a portal, so healing hands. Yeah, there's no range on it.
Yeah.
Lay on hands.
You've got long hands. Wow.
Wow.
You get them on. Wow.
Thunderman.
Oh, my healing hands.
Woo! Stretch it. Like.
Yeah, I don't do anything else.
That's all right. You prepare yourself for the veritable onslaught that you know is coming. Walter, your turn.
2 attacks with the great sword.
Yeah. There is just a scream that issues forth from Walter as.
Ignore that one.
Okay.
This one's nice. 13 points.
13 points.
Yeah.
Okay. 13 points of damage or 13 to hit?
It was a 23 to hit.
23 hits. Yeah, 13 points of damage. Whack! The sword slices back into him, and there's another loud scream from him. As some of that darkness that he's been absorbing at this point is starting to leak out of the wounds that you've inflicted upon him. And he just screams outward.
And I'm assuming the 9 doesn't hit.
The 9 does not hit.
I heard him say get out of the portal, and...
You did. You really did.
I'm gonna listen. So I'm gonna backtrack.
Okay. You make your way through the portal.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, you make your way through the portal.
And I'm holding at the portal so he can't get through.
Right, standing guard as he turns to look at you. With that, Johnny, your turn.
Finally, I would like to cast Dispel Magic at a 4th level.
Okay.
On the portal.
Okay.
Oh,
Which is what I wanted to do before everyone went in. That's like, great!
Okay.
Gentle and casual panic as a free action.
Gentle, casual. You're gonna have to roll for this.
That's fine, I guess.
It's a little bit above 4, so you're gonna have to roll for it.
Does a 6.
The Dispel Magic goes forth, and as it does, it begins to circle about the portal. You start pouring all of your arcane knowledge into it, but for some reason, the arcane sigils and runes around the area flare just a tiny bit. And let me double check this, because it's not that. No, the DC. Yeah, the DC is 10 plus the spell's level. So because it's not quite at the level you cast, the arcane sigils light up and flare just a tiny bit, empowering the spell. However, it is enough to shrink it considerably, as once again the portal takes a few halting steps towards disappearing completely. Johnny, Jewel.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to buy him time to try that again. So I'm looking at, he's within 60 feet of me.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna cast banishment on the demon Tim guy. Like Tim's within 60 feet of me, right? I can see him. It buys us 1 minute for him to close that portal.
Okay.
Does that work?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely this works. Let's see what the charisma save is.
The charisma save of 15.
Okay, so here's what happens. You cast banishment through the portal. And as you do, the magical energy surrounding Tim, as he looks and he realizes the portal is not big enough to hold him. Or he's growing too large with this influx of dark energy. And all of a sudden, he feels the energy of the banishment spell take over, and he blips out of existence.
I'd be like, oh my gosh, Tim, go away.
Read the rest of that spell.
Crap. Well, no, because he'll come back in his, okay, shoot, don't touch me like that, it scares me. Okay, you attempt to send one creature you can see within range to another plane of existence. I know, he goes back to his home plane. If the target's native,
he goes immediately back to his home plane. As you banish Tim from this hell dimension, a few feet away from where the rest of the group stands.
I would like to posit that it actually reads, if the target is native to the plane of existence you're on, you banish the target to a harmless demiplane.
It's not in our dimension.
right?
But it's from the dimension.
I'm on.
Okay,
You're
I will
on.
take this argument. I will take this argument. It is from the plane of existence that you are on, so Tim is instead banished to a harmless demiplane. Instead of being banished because he is currently on a different plane,
Yeah.
one could argue that he would just be banished right to the room that you guys are in. Through the portal, standing in that space.
If the target's native,
Valid, if you decide
While
to
there,
do
the
that.
target is incapacitated for the duration. So
if the target's native to a different
Tim
plane
is
of
gone.
existence than the one you're on,
Tim is gone. Tim is gone from the space. He has left the building. Tim is gone. And the portal shrinks just a tiny bit more. You are currently all out of combat, save for the screams that are coming forth from the main area of the restaurant.
I'm gonna cast Dispel Magic at a 3rd level on the portal.
Nope, not your turn. Even though we are out of combat, I still want to give everybody a chance. I still want to give everybody a chance to do something if they would like to. BB.
It's cool. I got it. 4th level.
Oh.
Oh, that's gonna be 19.
19. You go. Johnny's like, different birth, same as the first, and BB's like unfriended, and the portal unfollowed. The portal disappears away from the space. As it does, the sounds of struggle and combat that are happening out in the main lobby area stop.
Okay. I'm also gonna drink my my potion that I have. Wherever
Okay.
it is. Hold on. Where'd it go? It's cool. It's for a long rest,
Okay.
so I can get my spell slots back.
The potion is for a long rest?
8 hours.
What potion is this?
Where is it? Watchful rest.
Girl, I need to look at this potion, but yeah, heck yeah, take it. You immediately chug the potion. It's a 5-hour energy, and you suffer the benefits.
You gain the following
You
benefits.
gain the benefits of a long rest.
Yeah.
Recovering spell slots and things of that nature. As you look very refreshed.
I feel great.
You feel super great.
So good.
Benny, how you feel? I feel great.
So good.
So yeah.
okay, so we're out of combat, but we're walking back into the main room.
Right. People are noticeably freaked out.
The demons are not in the room anymore.
The demons are not in the room. They are not in the space. They are not outside.
Okay.
did anyone get injured?
No one looks to be injured, but everyone is still backed up against the door with the main ogre of the 3 holding the door closed. They look over at you and they go, Did we win?
So as we walk back in, because major image, the illusion of the jungle dropped.
Right.
Because it was a concentration. So as we go back in, I want to pull the jungle back up and start hitting mending in different various places, broken like cantrip, and be like, welcome to Dimitri's Immersive Theater event!
I would also like to cast Silent Image to a huge banner on the wall that says winner.
This is immersive theater?
Congratulations!
Oh my gosh, you guys did so good!
We tricked
I'm
you.
gonna look at the lady and go, this is for her birthday.
Oh my god! It was all for the kid's birthday!
Happy birthday, Cindy! Or whatever your name is.
It's Marie.
Marie! See, it kind of sounds like Cindy.
Her persuasion at advantage. As everyone in the room looks slightly singed.
20 not nat.
20 not nat.
26.
26. Yeah, they buy it. There's a rousing cheer that issues forth from the restaurant, and you watch as the door is all of a sudden, BAM! forcefully pushed open. The tables and the chairs that were once blocking it pushed to the wayside as a somewhat perturbed Dimitri strolls into the space, looking at the sign that says, "You win," and hearing the words "immersive theater." He looks about the space and he goes, there are questions that I have.
I'm gonna cast message and be like, we can talk in the office and you can get all of them.
Yes, let us go and talk to the office, because apparently Tim tried to kill me earlier today, and so we have to find a new assistant manager.
I'm gonna take out the book and hand it to him.
Thank you. Yes, well, what happened? The restaurant is in shambles.
Are the patrons?
Yeah,
I'm just gonna start walking.
Yeah, are the patrons still in there?
The patrons are still milling about the space, like, congratulating each other on winning. They're not sure what they won, but, like, there's just a big banner that says, "You won immersive theater," and, like, people are like, "Oh my god, what is immersive theater?" Like, people are congratulating each other. Like, one person was like, "Look at my gash on my arm, look at this," and, like, they're comparing, like, war wounds. The little girl's like, "I broke a bottle," and Mommy's like, "You did break a bottle, honey. Look at you. I thought you were gonna shank that demon." Like,
I'm gonna run to the hostess stand, because I think there should be like a tip jar.
Yeah.
And just go running around. And thank you so much for coming.
Oh my god.
Thank
And I'm
you.
just like, mending, mending, mending.
Yep. Parts of the restaurant start to be mend, but people are tipping you, adding little bits of gold.
Mhm.
I think when the door opens and Dimitri comes in, it's late enough that people are like, "Well, we've already won." People start to file out of the restaurant. They like one of them runs over to where you are, Remy, and goes, "Were you the chef?"
Yes, I was.
Dude, that plating. Can we talk about it?
We can.
That was amazing. And like with that, you know, there's like a sort of like a nod, and you know, you are talked to for a little bit. The same guy that talks to Remy goes over to where you are, Walter, and he goes, "Hey man, I saw how you handled yourself with the sword. That was pretty impressive."
Thanks.
You don't really see that a lot in casual dining.
You see it a lot in retail.
Oh, dude, you're retail?
Never again.
Hey, man, see this? And he, like, points to his neck. It's like Black Friday. You suffered in the trenches, man.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, people start to fill out of this space. The orc, the first one into the area, that went over to Remy and went over to Walter, takes a large sack of gold and puts it into the tip jar. As Dimitri and sort of nods at you, Jewel, and said, "Thanks for the service. Man, those Long Island iced teas are even better in the little cups."
Aren't they?
Yeah. And he taps Johnny on the shoulder as Johnny and Dimitri are heading towards the back office. And he goes, "Hey man, how's it going?"
It's going.
"Clark,
Alright.
I'm the reviewer."
Congratulations.
I always bring my buddies because people always expect there to be one dude. But I figure if I bring two, I mean, it kind of throws people off. I gotta be honest, man. I've been to a lot of restaurant openings. I've seen some shit. This is by far the weirdest, most amped up restaurant I ever. Apparently, I won. It's immersive theater. I didn't even want to tell them it was my birthday. Now I regret all my life choices. I just want to say, this was really great.
Alright. I gotta go.
He scoops you in a hug.
Oh god, why is this happening?
Real sorry about your parents, but you muscled through.
Me too.
Way to go, Tim.
Thanks.
Way to go, Tim. They'd be so proud.
I have to go.
Dimitri looks over at you and he goes, "Thank you. Yes, please write up a favorable review. And I cannot wait. Tell you what.
Tell your friends.
Come back tomorrow night for free. Same show. You're going to love it." And he goes, "Oh, sweet, I will." And he like shakes Dimitri's hand, and he points towards the back. He He's like, you're calling yourself Tim now.
Just the once.
Well, then I think
everyone else did that.
Then I think we have a new assistant manager. And he points towards the back room, and that's where we're gonna end tonight. With Dimitri's immersive theater, restaurant jungle theme.
I also love to point out that lobsters are totally in the jungle.
It's my birthday. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Happy birthday. We love you guys so much. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We couldn't do I want this to happen again. Bravo, well played. The chat loves it. I loved it. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for indulging my nerdy whims. And Indigo Connect, and we will see you guys all soon. Bye, guys. We'll see you all Sunday for a little pen and paper. Have a good night, and hey, do you wonder? We'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.